Hello and welcome to this very special International Women's Day segment with Datuk Sri Vijay Eswaran. Today is said to be both enlightening and enjoyable. We're here for a friendly game of Scrabble with Datuk Sri Vijay, but with a twist. We'll be also tapping into his wealth of wisdom. Datuk Sri, it's an honor to have you here join us. Thank you so much.
Great to be here as always, looking forward to it. Plus, I haven't played Scrabble in a long time.
My name's Deborah and I'm from the HR department and I'm joined with my colleagues here, Kelson and also Shafinas. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Shafinas. I'm from the communications department.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelson. I'm a software developer from QVI.
Alright, so Dato', since you mentioned you did not play Scrabble in a while, given that we're in the young generation, we also haven't really played in a while.
Yeah.
So it's great that we are all together here playing this game. So shall we start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alright, so it's my turn now. Okay, so let me think. What do I form from Minty? Alright, so it's a very strong word for me. And it fits the theme of International Women's Day.
We
Going to be talking about bias.
bias. Wow.
Alright. So, Dato' Sri was curious when I see this word bias. It's quite strong to me because I come from the HR world, right? When I started my career, I was in the recruitment side of it, and there was a lot of candidates that came to me, especially the female candidates, who expressed their concerns and tells me, I'm expecting a child soon, or I'm actually planning for a family. So the moment they tell me this, they do ask, is it okay if I tell this to the hiring manager? Will my chances of getting hired be decreased immediately? So they're scared. They just have this fear. So in your opinion, what do you think about that?
Let me put it to you this way. Any employer, however small, however big, will be first looking at the quality of the person involved. Right?
But Datuk Sri, the thing is, as a fresh graduate, when I was looking for a job, at every single interview I attended, they asked me this question. Are you married? Are you planning to have kids? Are you planning to get married anytime soon? And I thought that this was normal because I didn't really have any experience with interviews. But then when I discussed with my male friends, colleagues, they told me that they had never encountered these questions during the interview process.
Are you surprised?
No.
So we have to come to terms with that reality. And the fact of the matter is employers have to make that decision arbitrarily every single time they hire you. So they are obviously going to ask that question because it's built in, it's a cost factor.
Yeah.
So you now need to recognize that there is a practical consideration to this as well. So what are you doing to reassure the employer? He's asking you this question because he's actually putting it out there. It's as good as you are. It's what you bring to the table is your skill sets.
Yes, correct.
Even more so than skill sets is attitude.
Yes.
The CV is only a ticket. It's a ticket that gets you through the front door. That's it. Beyond which, it is something that any employer will refer to as the X factor.
Yep, correct.
So what is the X factor? If it was so easily definable, there'll be a formula to it. There isn't. There isn't. You get me?
Yes,
So for
yeah.
Malaysian, the X factor would be something like P. Ramlee. What's so special about P. Ramlee? I mean, a bit beyond your generation, but
His voice.
no, everything about
Everything,
him.
yeah,
Yeah,
all around.
He's actually a very run-of-the-mill, simple-looking. I wouldn't call him massively handsome or anything. There wasn't anything that stood out about. But the minute he started acting, he just grabbed you.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what is called the X factor.
I mean, I do have to disagree. I do find him handsome. But speaking of which, since we were talking about bias and this whole topic, it occurred to me this word. I'll just put this here.
Mm-hmm.
A very long word.
Yeah.
You're gonna just win the
I'm
game.
I'm finishing up almost all of my letters actually. Oh,
Cool.
opportunity.
Okay.
Right. So, Datuk Sri, I've noticed that many companies and even governments for that matter, they're putting in policies to encourage women to get into certain fields that are traditionally male dominated, such as IT, engineering, and so on. But do you think that there are certain fields or departments that will always be male dominated because of the nature of the work and the nature of men and women themselves?
Well, yes and no, right?
Okay.
Playbook is being adjusted as we go along, particularly with the millennials and centennials. It is changing, it is being challenged, but at the same time, one cannot expect, a miracle overnight.
Yeah.
There are very traditional male-orientated jobs, for example,
Yeah.
that require physical exertion.
Oh, yes.
Construction sites, all right, etc. But there are also very traditional male-oriented jobs that are, being taken over. Women pilots, for example, right?
Judges.
Judges,
Yeah.
pilots. Not just in the commercial airlines, in the Air Force.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So, I think it's becoming accepted as we speak, but it's a challenge.
What advice would you give to managers in fields or departments like IT, where it is still male dominated, and sometimes women, they have trouble fitting in, and they have trouble like getting their voices out there, being heard by their male colleagues. Sometimes these are microaggressions that happen without people noticing, without their colleagues noticing.
Well, let me first tell you, and this is not meant to snub, women equality in any fashion, but there's always been a bias for years and years before. For example, for me, the bias was against my skin color.
Oh,
That too is a bias. I was quite bluntly told there's a certain thing called a glass ceiling, which means you can see through it, but you can't go through it. It has nothing to do with your skills or your qualifications, aptitude. It has everything to do with the fact that you don't belong to the same boys' club. But you see, having said that again, here in QI Group, I have bent over backwards to ensure that at the board level, at the very top, because everything filters down, right?
yeah.
We have always maintained a minimum 30%
Yep.
gender ratio, primarily because that I have found it refreshing to have a women's mindset at the board, because they bring things out of what I call left field. Okay, they don't analyze the problem the same way a man does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I'm dealing with them at the board level, that new point of view helps me. I actually, I appreciate it, I recognize it. Anything that brings value to the team adds value to the company.
Speaking of that, I remember back in school, I used to love to have a woman in my team because she would pay attention to every details from from A to Z, and then we were performing better when we had women in the team. Right? I think, speaking of that also, I thought of a word which is empower. Let me try and fix that word. I think it really fits in this our conversation.
How did you do it here at QI, Datuk Sri? You managed to achieve those numbers.
I didn't really, go out of the way to be proactive. I just removed the obstacles. All right, I just removed the blinders that happens in the recruitment process, right? So I didn't go out of the way to create any SOP, must be a woman. I just basically even the playing field a bit, and that happened because I don't think anyone needs to empower women, seriously. Women are generally self-empowered.
I see.
They just need the opportunity, and they need even playing field.
So Dr. Sri, what kind of advice would you give to young women which are out there pushing through barriers and also chasing their career dreams?
You see, first of all, I think that's the most important thing they need to bring to the table. They cannot change company, they cannot change the society, or the habits and cultures that have been formed around them. That's something that is happening globally and changing gradually. What they can do is change themselves.
Yes, correct.
Right.
So that is within their control, and that's actually something that is fundamentally important. Men or women, we are the same.
Same.
Okay? Any man who tends to be, gender biased, does it until he has his daughter.
Exactly, yes.
Ultimately, your main challenges, entire challenges, are sitting right here. So it's all within you. Now, if you can conquer this, then the world becomes easy. So, insofar as women are concerned today, this is where all your prohibitions, restrictions, and everything lie. If you learn to be more inclusive as opposed to being exclusive, then the path begins to open up. So, as I say, conquer this, and the world is yours.
Dr. Sri, thank you very much for this important conversations. Conversations like this do help, though we still have like a huge gap to cover. But then, let's keep on going and make the workforce a better place. And also, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you for being part of our special International Women's Day feature with Datuk Sri Vijay Eswaran. Today, we had a great time playing Scrabble while also tackling an important topic with Datuk Sri Vijay. What's clear from this discussion is that inclusivity requires a fundamental shift in mindset backed by actions. The battles will always be there, but how we choose to fight them is the key. We eagerly await your thoughts in the comments section below. Let us know what steps will you take to promote inclusion in your own life and community. Thank you.